Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Just felt inspired to jump on. I caught up with an old friend who I've known since high school tonight. And it was such an amazing catch up for the pure fact that we both come from a divorced situation where our partner's cheated. He has a child, I don't, but still we have quite a lot of things in common. And one profound thing he said to me tonight was, I think you're really strong and you've come a long way. And that really struck a chord with me. Because I don't know, I live with myself every day and I don't feel like I've come a long way. I feel like I've blinked, and since I first started my YouTube channel, it's been a year almost, and it's it's certainly, I feel like I haven't moved anywhere. But he was like, since watching your first YouTube video, you've come a long way and you've grown as a person, and you've definitely become stronger and more resilient, and you're different. And I just can't get my head around that concept. I don't feel any different, although I do feel like I've taken on board the experiences. Definitely some red wine helps when you're talking, divorce and disappointments and marriage and your wedding day and shit like that. So it was good to catch up with him and have, a lot to talk about, a lot of common ground, a lot of feelings and trepidations about new relationships, about dating in general, just being scared to take the next leap of faith into a new relationship. I mean, yeah, I could have met someone already by now and jumped into a brand new relationship, but that's just not who I am. That's not me. That's not me to just jump into a relationship without mourning the first one. I don't want to jump into a relationship without, giving it my all and being completely at peace with my last relationship. So, it was really nice to get that validation from my friend who said, I think you've grown a lot as a person, and I don't think you're bitter. I think you're just hurt still. And I was like, wow, I never even thought about that. And I never thought about, how I'm perceived and what people might think about me. And, I haven't had the courage to watch my first video or the first couple of videos from my YouTube channel because I'm not really quite sure how I feel about them. I suppose if you live with someone every day, you see them every day, you don't see the change in somebody. But certainly, other people even maybe watching my YouTube channels can see the difference in me and how much I've grown and how much I've changed and how stronger I've become. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It was definitely very nice to hear someone pay me a compliment. I definitely have had a few conversations this week with certain males who have indicated that, I'm a good person and, any man would be lucky to have me. And that's certainly such a lovely thing to hear. But to actually wholeheartedly believe that is another story entirely. So yeah, it was a really good catch up. It wasn't a catch up with someone from a romantic point of view. I feel like we're friends, and I certainly enjoy that person's company. And for their confidentiality, I will not disclose who they are. Just taking off my earrings. But I certainly had a very good time. It's very You know, it's very different hanging out with the opposite sex and not have that pressure of trying to impress the other person, and just having a decent conversation that's a very real conversation, and none of this pussyfooting around the truth. And certainly not worrying about how you're perceived or being judged. So, you know, I had a really good time, and it certainly made me appreciate how far I've come. I really don't think I stop enough, and I don't recognize myself enough, and I don't stop and appreciate how far I've actually come and how much I've grown as a person. And even though to this point I'm still single, but I'm just particular about who I'm selecting to be with. I'm certainly not the person to go and jump into a relationship. I respect the previous relationship. I respect myself enough to know that I'm not going to just jump into bed with somebody I don't know, or somebody I don't trust. So I really value that, and I think that's I think myself highly in that respect. You know, I'm not a slut, pretty much. I won't just open my legs to anybody, to put it bluntly. So my first YouTube video and how far I've come, wow. I mean, I was broken. I was dead set broken. I was not in a good place. I was very confused. I didn't understand. I had a lot of, had a lot of unanswered questions. And I think at this point now, I'm a bit disappointed in myself in some respects, because it's been almost 2 years and I still feel angry and hurt. And only time has allowed me to become stronger and get to this place. I definitely feel like if anyone's out there watching who is in the same sort of predicament that I was, and who has been broken up with or has broken up with somebody, I certainly would recommend no contact. That is 100% helped me. I've had absolutely no contact since my mediation with lawyers and mediators and such. No contact is best. I don't, he lives in a different state. I don't travel to that state for the pure reason of not putting myself into an awkward situation, just in case. Look, the other states in the country are huge, and everyone says to me, oh, you won't bump into him because it's a big place, there's so many people. If the universe wants you to bump into somebody, sure as enough, you will bump into them without a shadow of a doubt. So I don't travel to that particular part of the country because I don't want to bump into him. I don't like my odds. I have nothing nice to say. I have no good wishes, and karma will deal with that, not me. It's not my place. Anyway, so yeah, I had a really good time, and it was a really good way for someone to acknowledge how far I have come, because sometimes I may not acknowledge that myself, and I may not understand how far I have come. So, certainly in recent times have been faced with different challenges, and I've come to the realization, I don't know, I know I've been there before, but I'm at a point where my brain has just switched off from looking for someone. My brain has completely switched off from even wanting to be with someone, wanting to be in a relationship. I don't know, there's like an internal shift that's happened where I just don't care. I'm content. I think that is contentment, if that's the word for it. I apologize if it's not. But I do believe that, you know, I will find the person that I'm meant to be with under the right circumstances if I'm in the correct headspace. It's all divine timing, you know, and that is a beautiful thing. Waiting for that divine timing can be frustrating, not gonna lie. It can also be upsetting. It can also be, you know, quite empowering too. You know, by saying, well, that person's not it because it's not the right time. Or, you know, I'm not meant to bump into that person because I'm never meant to see them again. And that's totally fine. It's all about divine timing, and understanding that and going with the flow is very difficult. I found that really challenging. You know, we're in a time and place now in this year that, you know, we want everything so fast. Everything needs to be attainable in the instant, you know. Personal instant gratification needs to be straight away, and you know, people lack patience, and myself included too. You know, I would have liked to have thought that I would have met someone by now, but you know, it's not meant to be. And I just need to keep reminding myself in the times that I feel a little bit down, a little bit low, a little bit lonely, that it's okay, and the universe knows when the timing is right for me. The universe knows that, you know, it's not the right time, or it is the right time, or they like to surprise me. I don't think they're punishing me. I think that it's all about divine timing and when I'm ready. So, you know, I'd like to think that I'm getting to a point where I'm less and less on social media, despite me posting some more videos lately, but less out of the dating online scene, because I don't feel that being on a phone and not having a energetic connection and that spark with that person is really gonna, I mean, I want that. I want that interaction. I want that physical presence. I want that energy shift. I want those butterflies. I'm not going to get that from a dating app. I'm not going to get that from being online and meeting somebody. It's all about face value and being in that space with that person. So, you know, I've tried to go on dates. I've tried to do the online dating thing, and it doesn't work for me. So that shift in energy, you know, that's not the way I'm going to meet the man of my dreams. So I, quite a while ago now, told the universe on the personality traits and the traits of someone that I wanted to meet. Excuse me. And they have, you know, it's like writing an order for a meal. They know how I want it prepared. They know, you know, how big to... That's probably the wrong term, but they know the ins and outs of the person that I'm looking for. And that's a, you know, spiritual contract between myself and the universe. And, you know, in my quiet time, you know, I know that they will eventually come into my life when the timing is right. And my God, I'm going to just really relish in that. And I'm really going to take this time to appreciate my own time and appreciate the waiting, because I think that the giving and the when it happens, oh my gosh, it's going to be magical. And I can't wait to post a video on this page and tell everybody how happy I am and how amazing he is and how we met and what our plans are for the future. And I just cannot wait for that. But in saying that, I have to be patient too, because it's all about timing. So, you know, this is a bit of a pat on the back for myself to say that I've come a long way, and even though I don't see it and I don't acknowledge it, other people are, and that's a really nice feeling. It's a nice feeling to know that I'm supported and I have amazing people in my life that can tell me when I'm struggling and when I'm not a nice person versus when I'm really flourishing and I've come a long way, because I don't stop and think enough on how far I have come. And, you know, who knows what the future holds for me. I think it's exciting. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to feel those butterflies and feel that love and that energy and that flow, and to be with someone who wants to be with me, who doesn't even question how they feel about me. You know, that's a beautiful thought, to know that it's going to happen for me one day. I'm not on this planet, on this earth, in this lifetime to be alone. It's not. That's not my journey. But, you know, having to go through the hard yards and experience some crap to appreciate my future is certainly a lesson that I won't forget. So hopefully the second time around, when I do meet the love of my life, I don't like that term. Hopefully when I meet the love of my life, when I get married for the second time around and I'm in a relationship for another time, that I will appreciate that person and really understand what it is to appreciate someone in your life. I don't know what the bigger picture is. I don't know what the lesson was. And I may not know for a long time, and I may not get closure, and I may not get, closure to the last chapter. And coming to terms with not getting closure is a very hard thing to do. Please believe me. So, on that note, it's getting late. I'm going to go to bed and wash my face, get into bed, put some pajamas on, watch some telly. But, you know, it's nice to have caught up with someone who can validate how far I have come and, you know, really make me aware to the fact that I have come so far too, even in the small changes that they have seen. I've met so many people along the way, with this person who told me this tonight included, who has said that I gave them the courage to think differently, be differently, act differently. And there's so many people I've met where I've changed their perspective. And that's the whole reason I do these videos, is because I want people out there to know that we're only human. We are so human, and it's okay to be real. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to have anxiety. This is normal. I am so normal, it's not funny. And I'm so imperfect, it's not funny. But I try every day, and I get up every day, and I make these videos to try and just show everybody that you're only human, and it's okay to feel these feelings. Everybody does, despite what social media says, you know, despite what social media portrays. Everybody's lives are hectic. Everybody has drama. Everybody feels fear. Everybody feels hurt, pain, love, appreciation. Everybody feels that. You are not unique in the way that you feel hurt by something someone said. But know this, that you are not alone, and this is why I do my videos. And I hope that out there, whoever is listening, I hope you understand that you're not alone, and you're so human, and you're so imperfectly perfect. It's not funny. So please have some, faith in yourself, believe in who you are, and believe that there is at least somebody out there that cares about you enough. You know, reach out to that person if you're feeling down. You know, reach out to a friend, reach out to a loved one. If you know someone who might be struggling, reach out to them. That one, gesture of connection may mean so much to that one person. You have no idea. It may change their entire day. So, I encourage everybody to think about that a little bit more. I love comments on my page. Please you know, whoever is watching, comment on my page if there's any particular topics that you'd like me to cover and give you my opinions on. If you care enough, I would be more than willing and over the moon to give you some perspective on some questions. I would love that. And I certainly appreciate everybody who watches these videos, and I want you to think about that and love yourself more. Do something to love yourself today, but also love on other people. Just love each other more. Okay, good night. Bye.